only out here for the night, baby. On Puerto Rico, Casamigos with the Sprite, baby. She wanna fuck with the scammers, talk to me nice, baby. She hit the bottle and her holders wobble wobble. Just thought he fucking for a fight, the cobble wobble. African twin, hit spin, hit the throttle. She wanna fuck with the gangsters, talk to me nice, baby. Finish the bottle when I hope then she a model. She in the mirror like a Showtime, the Apollo. Catch up the phone, now I pull up in the Tahoe. Thought it's boring, I ain't calling unless she swallow. She don't listen, I ain't tripping, she don't follow. Got another where he swerving on the potholes. Got another thought, he thinks she hit the lotto. She pop a perky, then she chase it with Moscato. This bitch is bad, she fucking all the drug dealers. I took his bitch and then I took his plug, nigga. Have her back, I'm getting to the bag, nigga. Bust in your house, I'm running through your stash, nigga. On the grand flashing all that cash, nigga. Part in my back, I'm counting all these stacks, nigga. Gucci duffel Louis on my ass, nigga. Hennessy and TNT, we blast, nigga. Ferragamo on my chest, I'm looking right, baby. She wanna link, I'm only out here for the night, baby. On Puerto Rico, Casamigos with the Sprite, baby. She wanna fuck with the scammers, talk to me nice, baby. She hit the bottle and her holders wobble wobble. Just thought he fucking for a fight, the cobble wobble. African twin, hit spin, hit the throttle. She wanna fuck with the gangsters, talk to me nice, baby. This whole insect, she fucking on the damn crew. Coming out of sock, she lost her damn shoe. Her friend a poppin', she ain't got no damn clue. Rollin' O's and weed and smoking bamboo. Smoking gelato when the Tahoe smell the fucking jar. She wanna ride with me cause we look like some movie stars. This thotty moving faster than a speeding car. Coming through the door with no panties on. Poppin' mollies and you know she took a Zanny bar. Talking about a Mazda is a family car. I hit her with a curve, then the coup de grace. Zillow games, I'm shaking up the dice, baby. She wanna stay with me so we can make the night, baby. She wanna be with me so I can lay the pipe, baby. I'm only out here for the night, baby. I'm only out here for the night, baby. Ferragamo on my chest, I'm looking right, baby. She wanna link, I'm only out here for the night, baby. On Puerto Rico, Casamigos with the Sprite, baby. She wanna fuck with the scammers, talk to me nice, baby. She hit the bottle and her holders wobble wobble. Just thought he fucking for a fight, the cobble wobble. African twin, hit spin, hit the throttle. She wanna fuck with the gangsters, talk to me nice, baby.
Welcome to the Check-in Report. I am your humble host, True and Livin. I'm in the building.
You don't find that suspicious?
I am in the building. Let me get all my ducks in a row. We're here to talk about Trump tonight. Trump is the topic tonight. Listen, Trump has addressed the nation, and I thought it was apropos for us to, talk about Trump. Talk about him addressing the nation, the Iran war, it's of critical importance. I have smoke with this man. Now you're probably wondering why you got Kamala Harris on the screen right now. Why you got Kamala Harris on the screen?
You don't find that suspicious?
And salute to FBA. I see FBA is in the building. Salute to FBA. FBA is in the building. Salute to FBA. Salute to you. He says great intro. Salute to you, sir. Salute. And BX Mel is in the building. So he says great intro. Salute. Yeah. Listen, man, we're here to talk about Trump tonight. Trump has addressed the nation, and you're probably wondering why you got Kamala Harris up there. Well, Kamala Harris decided to make a video clapping at Trump. I want to play her video before we get to Trump's addressing the nation. Let's play her video, then we're going to get to Trump. Let's play her video.
Hey everyone, so I'm not going to be able to watch the president's address tonight, but
why not? What are you, busy ironing your pantsuits? What is Kamala doing that she's so busy? Hey guys, I'm not going to be able to watch the presidential address tonight. Kamala, it's your fault that America is in this predicament. It's your fault that we was left with the only choice of Donald Trump. It's your fault and the Democratic Party that we are in this predicament now. Hey guys, I'm not gonna be able to watch the presidential address. It's your fault. Is it not Kamala Harris's fault that we are in this predicament? Let's call a spade right now. If it wasn't for her and the inept and the stupidity of the Democratic Party, America would not be in this conundrum that we are in right now. BX Mel calls her Obamella. She's still spending money and drinking. That's a fact. She's probably still drinking, cocktails and still, emptying out the wine cellar. What is she doing that she's so busy that she can't watch the presidential address that she fumbled? She fumbled the presidency. I'm not going to just blame her because this Democratic Party, it's their fault as well. They should have done a primary. They should have allowed other candidates and other opponents to combat her. I mean, she was just a bad choice. They only gave her 90 days to run. But she is the reason that we're in this predicament. For anybody who was an independent like me, for anybody that was hoping that the American people would make a sound choice and not put this maniac back in the White House, this is who you need to blame. You need to blame her, and you need to blame the Democratic Party. This is the reason why we got this maniac, why we got this warmonger, why we got this clown in the White House today. It's this woman's fault. Joe Biden, the Democratic Party, it's all their fault, but she doesn't have time. I don't have time to watch it. I don't have time. What are you doing that's so important? I would love to know. Let's continue.
But here's the thing.
He
brought America into a war the people do not want. He has put American troops in harm's way.
All this is true, Kamala. But if you would have ran a better campaign, if the Democratic Party would have had some primaries and maybe the strongest opponent would have came out of that, maybe the American people would not be in this predicament. Am I wrong? Fire! 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 I mean, it's her fault that the American people are in this predicament. Let's continue.
Costs are rising by the day.
Costs were rising when you were in office, were they not? You kept running them up. You didn't give a hoot any.
And meanwhile, he has done nothing to address the needs of the people of America.
Like
you, he's going to try.
Like you, when you and Joe Biden was in the White House, you guys did nothing to address the needs of the American people. You had the borders wide open. You addressed the needs of the LGBTQ. You addressed the needs of illegal immigrants, but you didn't address the needs of the American people. What's the difference, Kamala? What's the difference?
You don't find that suspicious?
The only difference is we're paying for a war that none of us want. It's the only difference. And like I said, she's the reason why we're in this predicament. If the Democratic Party would have just did a primary, allow the strongest person to come out of that primary and run against this maniac. But y'all didn't want to do that. Y'all wanted to give this woman 90 days to sashay around and pretend that she was going to be the next president. And now we're all paying dearly for that ridiculous mistake that the Democrats made. But here we are. Let's get back into it. Let's get back into it.
And claim victory tonight. But the reality is we're watching what he does instead of listening to what he says. Hey, everyone.
So that was Kamala. She, this more nothing burger politics from her. She really had nothing important to say. I just thought it was interesting that she said that, I think that she's trying to maneuver her way back into the 2028 election. I think that she's trying to get back in there. I think that would be just a poor mistake on the Democrats' part. I think if the Democrats are looking forward to 2028, I don't think you should look for another woman, a woman candidate, unless she can make it out of the primaries. If she can make it out of the primaries, fine. But another female candidate right now, I just don't think that that's smart. I don't think that that's, I really think that y'all need to, they need, the Democrats really need to buckle down. They really need to buckle down. Really start getting serious about this damn country. Trump is out of control. Trump is out of control. Trump is absolutely out of control. Give me 1 second, yo. We're gonna get into his national address. BX Mel says she sounds like a bitter ex. She does sound like a bitter ex. I see why Biden never let her speak. That's a fact. Biden didn't want her to speak. Biden had no respect for her, to be honest with you. But let's get into Trump's national address. Let's get into it. Let's see what this white man got to say.
Thank you very much. My fellow Americans, good evening. Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave astronauts on the successful launch of Artemis II. It was quite something. It will be traveling further than any manned rocket has ever flown and will very substantially pass the moon, go around it, and come back home from a distance that has never been done before. It's amazing. They are on the way, and God bless them. These are brave people. We want to God bless those 4 unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI.
1 second, what for?
Epic Fury.
We're back.
Targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran.
He's calling Iran the #1 state sponsor of terrorism. Was it not you who invaded their airspace and attacked them? Was it not you who dropped bombs on them, unwarranted, working on behalf of Israel? Was it not you, Trump? I'm just asking.
In these past 4 weeks, our armed forces have delivered swift, decisive, overwhelming victories on the battlefield. Victories like few people have ever seen before. Tonight, Iran's Navy is gone. Their Air Force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them, terrorist regime.
And I also want to know from y'all, how long do y'all think that this is going to last? How long do y'all think that this war is going to last? Do y'all think that this is going to be a long haul war on behalf of Donald Trump doing these things? I want to know tonight. BX Mel says Netanyahu runs Trump and every president before him. That's a fact. That's a fact. Why are we working on behalf of other countries' interests? Why? Why are we working on behalf of other countries' interests? What do we got to do with Iran? This is Iraq. This is Iran. Excuse me. This is Iraq, Iran, Israel. This is their beef. This is not the beef of the American people. But here you go, Trump, poking his nose into these things, poking his nose. I just feel like, and then of course, people that are of this country, we're involving ourselves in a war that has nothing to do with us. Trump, and of course, I got smoke with Trump. He ruined my vacation. Here I am trying to have a nice vacation. He want to start dropping bombs. Here I am trying to enjoy myself. He want to start dropping bombs. Now I got to figure out how I'm gonna get home with all this with this nigga dropping bombs. So I got smoke with this nigga, man. This nigga ruined my vacation. I was planning this damn vacation for months. I've been planning this vacation for a year. I'm gonna take 2 weeks off. I'm gonna go to this nice vacation spot. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna have a great time. I'm gonna go to this place. I'm gonna go to that place. I had it all mapped out. This piece of shit starts dropping bombs. Can't even enjoy myself. You got me in the middle of nowhere, in the Middle East, ducking bombs. Because you wanna be Israel's Doja. You wanna be a Doja for Israel. Now my vacation's messed up because you wanna be a Doja for Israel. You want to be a G-Unit soldier, a G-Unit Doja for Israel. Now my vacation's messed up. So I got beef with Trump. Let's continue, though.
They are now dead. Their command and control of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons.
You guys are shooting $1 million missiles at $30,000 drones. Where is the win for the American people in this war? Where's the win? Our tax dollars spending $1 million on missiles for you to shoot down a $30,000 Toy R Us drone. Where is the win for the American people? Where is the win for us? This is ridiculous.
Factories and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces. Very few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an.
And I want to talk to you Trump supporters tonight. Where are you Trump supporters at? You Trump supporters, y'all been hiding. Y'all been hiding. I want to talk to the Trump supporters tonight. Where are you? Wait, let me type that let me put that in the chat. Trump supporters. Vote. Hold on. Trump supporters, vote. I want the Trump supporters to vote tonight. Did you vote for this? Did you vote for this? I want to know. We got 23 votes so far. Okay. Most people are saying Trump is an idiot. You got 39% that's saying I agree with the stance, and people are there's nobody voted for Kamala. Damn, nobody voted for Kamala. Not one person voted for Kamala. Damn. Salute to Philly, 1503. Salute to you. Yeah, I want to talk to the Trump supporters tonight, bro. Did y'all vote for this? Did you vote? I want to know who to slap. Right? I want to know who do I need to slap? Because I need to know, because I want to know the people who voted for this war. So I want y'all to line up single file so I could front hand and backhand. Front hand, backhand. All 73? How many people voted for Trump? Hold on. How many people voted for Trump? Because I need to know who to slap. Hold on. How many people voted for Trump? I need to know. It was like 70 million or something like that. What was it? Like 70 million, right? I'm gonna look this up real quick. How many people voted? What was it? Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, here we go. 77 million. Okay. 77 million people. I need y'all to line up single file. And all you gotta do is pick front hand, backhand. Front hand, backhand. Just tell me, you want the front hand or do you want the backhand? I need to know who I need to slap, who messed up my vacation. I was on a vacation. I was only supposed to be in the Middle East for 1 hour. 1 damn hour. A 1 hour layover. I'm in the sky, flying high. I'm watching movies. Think about it. I've been on this plane for 11 hours so far. 11 damn hours. I said, you know what? I done watched like 5, 6, 7 movies at this point. I was like, yo, let me go watch some TV. Let me see what's going on in the world today. I turn on CNN on the airplane. I see Donald Trump talking about fire and fury. Fire and fury. Talking about they bombing Iran. Next thing you know, an hour later, Iran, they start going crazy. They start bombing every country in the Middle East. Now I can't land the damn plane. I can't go to my destination because you put this goof in office. Fire! 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 I can't enjoy my vacation because y'all put this doof in office. So I need to know who I need to slap. Who do I need to slap? Point me in the direction. Line up single file. 77 million of you ruined my vacation. I only had time for one vacation this year. You know, saved up for the vacation. Got my 2 weeks off. I'm happy to go. Been planning for months. All because you guys wanted to put this doof back in office. January 6th wasn't enough. A worldwide pandemic wasn't enough. Civil unrest in the streets by way of the George Floyd BLM protest wasn't enough. Let's have another 4 more years of this doof. Fire! 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 Let's continue.
An enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing in America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger.
How are we winning? How are we winning? Unemployment is up. The price of oil up. Fuel up. You're spending millions of dollars to shoot down $30,000 drones. What are we winning? NATO, all of the countries in NATO are refusing to help. What are we winning? What are we winning, Trump? The American people are not winning. I want to speak to you Trump supporters. You voted for this doof. Y'all voted for this doof. I want to speak to y'all tonight. Where y'all at tonight? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Turn up. I want to see you. I want to see what y'all talking about. I want to speak to y'all tonight. You know? I want to speak to y'all. Somebody says, do you just blame Trump for China causing a pandemic? No, I'm blaming Trump for his handling of the pandemic. The way he handled the pandemic. I'm blaming him. I'm not blaming him for starting the pandemic. I'm blaming him for handling the pandemic the way he handled it. Jason says he's the GOAT. How is he the GOAT? What is he the GOAT of? How is he the GOAT? Explain to me how he's the GOAT. I need to know. Somebody says you're like. Let me get this guy. Somebody says your life must be miserable with him in office. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for Kamala. I didn't vote for neither one of these people. I knew that I knew that both of these people, I felt, truthfully, I felt like America got dealt such a bad hand with that election. I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like America got dealt such a bad hand with that election. And I just said, you know what? There's nothing we can do. We just got dealt a bad hand with this election. You was forced to choose from this doof and Kamala, who was totally inept of doing a good job. Her resume shows that she was totally, inept of doing a good job. She did a terrible job at the border. All her vice presidency was known for was putting on pantsuits. She wasn't good at her job. She fumbled at the debate. Joe Biden screwed her. The Democratic Party screwed her, only gave her 90 days to run. I felt like this election, the American people just got dealt a bad hand, in my opinion. But no, my life isn't miserable with him in office. I know it is what it is, You guys are gonna, listen, you may not feel it right now with him being in office. But let's see where you are. Let's see how we're feeling in another year with him in office. Let's see how this war progresses. He's not looking too favorable in the popularity vote. He's not looking too favorable. So we'll see how this turns out. But I'm not feeling miserable with him in there. It is what it is. We have to live with him in office regardless anyway. Somebody said you spent that stimulus check, didn't you? I absolutely did not. I did not. I documented it. I documented the stimulus check on my I wasn't really talking about it on YouTube, but I talked about it on social media. I never cashed that stimulus check. It's not that I didn't need it, but I never cashed it. I didn't feel like, I just felt like, I don't know. I just put it up and just let it collect dust. I still have it somewhere. I never cashed it. I never felt like I had to cash it. I just it is what it is. I got a job. I make decent money. I didn't feel like I needed it, I guess. Maybe you could say that. I did need it, but I just never cashed it. Salute to Vent. He says, be respectful. I respect. Salute to Vent for saying that. Yeah, be respectful in the chat. Give me 1 second. Let's get back into his comments.
Than ever before.
And I don't have my phone on me, so I'm only doing this off the computer. I can't really see what's going on in the chat every 5 minutes. Let me look at that poll real quick. Yeah, Vent says hit that like button. Hit that like button, y'all. Salute to Vent. Hit that like button. And make sure y'all vote. Make sure y'all vote. I just want to know you guys' opinion on Donald Trump and how you guys are feeling about that. Let's get back into it.
Discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of.
Does anybody have any family members that's in the military? Any young kids? Any family members that's any loved ones in the service? Salute to them if they're in the service. How do you feel about them being deployed? How do you feel about them, possibly entering an unwinnable war? How do y'all feel about them possibly, putting their lives in danger because of Donald Trump? Let's continue.
Venezuela in a matter of minutes. That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world. After rebuilding our military during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world. And now we're working along with Venezuela.
If we have the strongest military in the world, and I'm not questioning that, right? Why the hell is this war taking so damn long? I'm not questioning if we have the world's strongest military, but why is it taking so damn long? You claim that you bombed Iran to shit. You claim that you bombed up their nuclear sites. You bombed their navy. You bombed their airplanes. You bombed this and you bombed that. Why the hell is this war not won yet? Why the hell are we not claiming victory? Why the hell are you still on your hands and knees, Trump? Donald Trump is on his hands and knees begging NATO to help him with the Strait of Hormuz. He sounds like Keith Sweat, like I said. I want to touch you, and I want to need you. I know that you want you, baby. That I need you, and who can love you like me? Nobody. And who can love you like me? And who can love your body, baby? Donald Trump is sounding like Keith Sweat, begging NATO to help him with the Strait of Hormuz. And who can love you like me? Nobody. And who can touch you like me? And who can please your body, baby? Nobody. Come on, Trump. Why are you begging for? If you got the world's strongest military, open up the damn strait. Open it up. Take the damn oil. What's taking so damn long? Let's continue.
Are in a true sense joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on Earth after the United States of America. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. We don't need anything they have, but we're there to help our allies. Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress.
Please do, please do, please do.
Our warriors have made in Iran, and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015.
1 second, y'all. We don't play for no YouTube premiums over here. You know how that. We know how to get that. We don't pay for no YouTube premiums around here. Pay for no YouTube premiums. Ain't doing all of that. Get back into it though.
Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime.
Now listen, I agree with Trump. I agree in terms of not allowing Iran to have a nuclear weapon. I agree with him in essence on that topic. I don't think they should have a nuclear weapon as well. Right? But you being a G-Unit soldier for Israel, I mean, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You've been reduced to a G-Unit soldier for Israel. Let them fight Iran. Let Benjamin Netanyahu, the Yahoo Benjamin Netanyahu, let him go over there and beef with them cats like that, man. Benjamin Netanyahu, he done turned you into a G-Unit soldier. A G-Unit soldier for Israel. What's going on here, man? The American people ain't vote for that. The American people did not vote for you to be a G-Unit soldier for Israel. We did not vote for that. I know for a fact that 77 million Americans did not vote for you to be a G-Unit soldier for Israel. They did not vote for you to be the Tony Yayo for Israel. What up with that? Let's get back into it, though. Let's get back into it.
Has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel.
Hold on.
Something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead. For these terrorists to have nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat. The most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to carry out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen, and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop.
No, you didn't.
Stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first, and perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term.
I think his name is Soleimani, isn't it? Isn't it Soleimani?
He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb, and he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. Had he lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big.
Salute to Brad.
And then, very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash. Took it out.
That was your president. That was my president is black. My Lambo blue. I gave Iran $1 billion. What the hell you gonna do? That was your president. Let me let this roll. I think one of my lights just went out. Unless I might just do the show just with the light out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the show with the light out because I'm not gonna fix that light. I'll just leave that light the way it is. Let's continue, yo. Continue.
Took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland. All the cash they had. He flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear.
BX Mel says he's always going to include that Hussein. He has to. You got to kick in the back of Barack, man. Barack did nothing for black people. You know, I don't think nobody should feel away unless you're like a Democrat, unless you're a liberal bootlicker, unless you love the presidency of Barack Obama. Why not kicking his back? Continue to kick in the back of Barack. I'm not mad at that from Trump. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. Would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts, had I not terminated that terrible deal.
When Trump speaks, he does a lot of like stroking his own ego. I'm looking for more information on this war, on the things you're trying to accomplish with this war, when it's going to be over, how fast, if the Strait of Hormuz will be open. I'm looking for that. When he does a lot of speaking and, talking and things like that, it's a lot of him just stroking his own ego. It's like we got to listen to this man stroke his own cock instead of us like getting any type of information. Like what's the update on the war? How long do the American people are going to invest in this war? When will it be over? Are you going to open up the Strait of Hormuz? Are you going to keep begging on your knees like Keith Sweat, about opening it up to NATO? Give us some updates. Stop stroking your ego. I don't want to listen to you stroke your ego, Donald Trump. Get to the damn point.
I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them.
A lot of stroking.
My first preference was always...
Stop stroking. He's still stroking. Mr. President, put your cock away. Stop stroking. Get to the damn point. Get to it.
Ways the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no...
Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. How many people we got in here? Because I can't really see how many people we got in here. How many people we got in here? Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. 1 second. Hit that poll. I want to know if you guys are rocking with Trump. Are you rocking with Trump? Or you're not rocking with Trump? You know, are you a proponent of what he's doing? You know, I need to know. We got 26 people in here watching. Okay, I just want to know who was in here. Okay, got 26 people in here watching. Let me know if you're rocking with Trump. Let me know if you're not rocking with Trump. Let me know if you feel like he's doing a good job. Is he doing a piss poor job? Are you in agreement with his mandate? Are you in agreement with the Iran war? Are you in agreement with what he's been doing? I want to know tonight. Let me know.
No intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible, and they had some weapons that nobody believed they had.
This is another a Republican tactic. No, the scare tactics, they had weapons. Where have we heard that before? Where have we heard that before from a Republican president? Oh, they got weapons over there. They got weapons that could do this and weapons of mass destruction. Y'all remember that?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
A lot of fear tactics. Where's the damn proof? Oh, guess what? There is no proof because you bombed their sites into shit. So there's no way for you to prove that that they had these types of weapons. It's all malarkey. Where's the proof? Where's the proof of it? Let's continue though.
We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, but in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran.
Summer's wrapping.
One second, y'all. One second. We'll get back to this. Get back into this. We don't pay for no YouTube premiums. Go down.
Down due to body pain. That's why.
Twice this past month, I have traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, please, sir, please finish the job, every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have...
You did a hell of a job when you did the airstrike, didn't you? You guys bombed Iran, and then Iran, they started bombing all the countries in the Middle East. You did a hell of a job protecting them then, didn't you?
Have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. The short-term...
Yeah, how was the gas prices out there? You Trump supporters, talk to me tonight. How do you feel about the gas prices today? This is the same man during election season. Hold on, I gotta put my thing on. Hold on, give me one second. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna come back to this though. I'm gonna let this play because I just want to turn this light back on because this light being off is bothering me. Give me one second.
Increase has been
I do want to ask y'all about that gas. Give me one second.
Launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than...
All right, now I want to ask y'all, right? The Trump supporters, I want to ask y'all tonight. How do y'all feel about these gas prices, man? This is the same man who ran and said that, yo, look at the gas prices. Crazy Joe Biden, he got the gas prices up. I remember when gas prices were lower. When I was president, gas prices were lower. This is the same man who ran on off all of these issues. He told you that the price of gas was up. The price of eggs was up. The price of bread was up. He told you all of these things, right? How do you guys feel now? Do you feel lied to? Do you feel bamboozled? Did you feel like Trump finagled you? Finessed you? Because he definitely did. He made you feel that Biden was doing such a terrible job, which he was. You know, the gas prices were high then, but they're high now. How do you guys feel about putting Trump back in office? How do you feel? Do you feel taken advantage of? Do you feel lied to? I want to know.
We can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history.
They're doing a terrible job financing this war. Like I said, they're shooting $1 million missiles at $30,000 drones. That's poor financing of the war.
going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after.
He just called America a dead and crippled country. When Biden was president, did y'all feel like America was a dead and crippled country? I'm just asking. Did y'all feel like America was a dead and crippled country? I want to know. I'm looking at the comments. Looking at the comments real quick. Hold on. Let's get back into it. Hold on. Let's get back into it.
After the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our Drill Baby Drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we are #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it.
Small business account.
So why are you begging European countries to open up the Strait of Hormuz? Why are you begging? He's begging like Keith Sweat for people to open up the Strait of Hormuz, but he's saying, oh, we don't need it. We don't got nothing to do this. So why are you begging? Why are you begging? Why are you begging?
Beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. #1, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And #2, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible, they are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great big beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day.
Cap.
And it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago.
Give me 1 second,
I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly.
Are you satisfied with Donald Trump's stance on the war? Are you satisfied? I want to hear you guys in the chat, man. Where y'all at? I want to hear y'all in the chat. Are you satisfied? I see one person saying no. You know, are y'all satisfied? This is what y'all voted for. Y'all voted for this man. Y'all voted for Donald Trump. Y'all thought that this was the man, you know, this was going to be the man to save America, turn America around, get America on the right track. Are you satisfied? He is not pulling out of the war. A lot of y'all had predictions. A lot of people had predictions. Oh, Donald Trump is going to pull out, going to bring the troops home, going to pull out of this war. He's saying that now. We're not pulling out. He's saying that, you know, 2-3 more weeks. You know, I see people saying no. I see people saying no. I mean, listen, man. You know, listen. Hindsight is 20/20. A lot of y'all should feel, you know, pretty stupid for voting for this man. I know for a fact that 77 million people that voted for Trump, I know that the majority of those people did not want a war. They did not want a war in the Middle East. They did not want that. That's a fact. He's not talking about pulling out. He's not talking about, you know, bringing people home. He's not talking about none of that. I mean, and in my opinion, he only has a few options. This is like, this war is ridiculous. You got somebody who says no regrets. Why do you have no regrets? You're funding a war for Israel. And people have to understand that the Iran war, like, the war that Iran is fighting is not the same war that the United States is fighting. They're fighting two different wars, bro. When you're using $1 million missiles to shoot down $30,000 drones, we're fighting two different wars. We're fighting two different wars. They're being out-strategized. Clearly, their thought was, we're going to chop off the head and swallow up everything else, right? Clearly, that has not worked. They thought that they were going to, you know, take care of the top brass or the top leadership, take them out, and everything else was going to be swallowed up. That has not worked. Now we're looking at a war that's going to be for. We don't know how long this war is going to be taken. He's saying a few more weeks. That's what he's saying. They're not saying that. He keeps saying that, oh, they're going to surrender and yada yada yada. They have no. They have not surrendered. They have not said that they have any plans on surrendering. They've even called Trump a liar. What is going on here? Clearly, Trump is not being honest about this war. He's not giving us truthful information. We got idiots in the chat who are still, you know, believe everything Trump is saying. You voted for this doof. He got you involved in a war that you never asked for. And was not Trump running off of the strength of saying that we're not gonna put ourselves in no more new wars, no new wars? Didn't J.D. Vance say that? Remember when J.D. Vance said, hold on, let me see if I can pull that up. Hold on, J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance. No new wars. Yeah. J.D. Vance says there's no risk that Trump would get us into a long-term war. Did not he say that?
When you think TurboTax,
let's take it back. Hold on.
Couch.
Did J.D. Vance not say that? Hold on. Did he not say that? Hold on. Let's play this clip.
Long-term quagmires that we've seen in years past. I know the president. I know the way that he thinks about America's national security. That is not a risk with this president at all. What he has also said consistently for 10, 15 years, maybe even longer, is Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and he's willing to take action, diplomatic, ideally, but military action if he has to make sure that that doesn't happen. That's all.
Look at us now.
All this is about. We don't want the Iranians.
We have now possibly gotten ourselves in a long-term war. All because you doofs had to vote for this man again. Somebody says FDT. We know what that means. F Donald Trump. Listen, I agree. He messed up my vacation. I agree. I agree. I agree. Not a supporter of Donald Trump. Not a supporter of Donald Trump. Let's continue.
We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
He's now saying that he's going to send Iran back to the Stone Ages.
In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable.
1 second,
Yet,
Joe.
if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it. And
someone called J.D. Vance a soulless puppet. I agree. I agree. I agree. J.D. Vance is definitely a soulless puppet. You know, Trump got his hand up J.D. Vance's ass. He's his little fun boy, respectfully. And like, listen, man, all of you Trump supporters, listen, I don't got nothing against you. You know, I don't hate y'all for voting for Trump. I don't even blame y'all for really Trump being in office. I really blame the Democrats more than I blame you guys. But you guys should get some blame too. I may have to change my stance now. At first, I was blaming the Democrats for allowing this to happen. I think I need to start blaming you guys now. You put this doof in office. I think I'm going to start blaming you guys now. I think I'm going to blame the Democrats first. No, I think in order of blame. Let me look at the order of blame. The order of blame. I think I'm going to blame the Biden administration because they did such a piss poor job. They messed up the primary for any other Democratic elected official to get in that nominee. I think I'm going to blame them first. Then I'm going to blame the Democrats because they targeted Trump and made him feel like he had to run again to not go to prison and not spend the rest of his life in prison. And then I think the third part of the blame deserves to rightfully go to the Trump supporters. Yeah, I think that should be the order of blame for why Trump is in office, in my opinion. I think that should be the order of blame. Salute to the people that's in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank y'all guys for joining me. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Let's continue, though.
And it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust. and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles.
Even a move. If let me ask y'all this: if Trump has all this power, right? If he has all the cards in his deck, right? All the cards in his deck, then why isn't this war over right now? If he has all the cards in his deck, right? Why isn't this war over by now? He's telling you that we're on their ass. We've bombed them to shit. The war is already won. The work is already done. He's telling you all of this, like we got all the cards. So then why isn't this over with yet? Why isn't this over with yet? Why are you deploying troops over there? Why do you need 2 more weeks? He's talking about 2 more weeks over there. If you have all the cards, why are we still over there? Why isn't this thing wrapped up yet? I need y'all to ask that question. If he has all the cards, then why isn't this thing wrapped up by now? This thing should be wrapped up by now, right? He should be like George Bush right now. Remember when George Bush had the mission accomplished and he came down on the jet? Hold on. This should be Trump right now. George Bush. Remember when George Bush did that? The mission accomplished. This should be Trump right now. When he came down on the mission, he came down on the jet talking about mission accomplished. This should be Trump right now.
When I work with my clients.
It should be Trump right now.
For me, I'm always telling.
Hold on. This should be Trump. He should be coming down on the battleship off the jet, like George W. Talking about mission accomplished. Y'all remember this? This should be Trump right now, right?
Any outlaw regime that has
this is what Trump should be doing. If we won the war, right? You should be coming down off the jet plane.
You don't find that suspicious?
Or on the battleship with the big flag, the United States flag, talking about mission accomplished. This is what Trump should be doing. If the war is won, if you got all the cards in your deck, this should be over by now. Why are we still over there? If you got all the cards in your deck, I'm trying to figure that out. What's up with that? We get back into it. Hold on.
Very hard again. We have all the cards. They have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective. American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat. They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing, the brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are on the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do, when it's all over, the United States will be safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, and good night.
How do you guys feel about Donald Trump and his addressing of the nation? Let me get to the poll real quick. Get to the poll. I asked, what are your thoughts on the Iran war? 58% said that Trump is an idiot. 37% said that I agree with the stance of Trump and the Iran war. And a very small percentage of 5% said Kamala 2028. Listen, man. Trish says I despise him. YS Kim says, you think he cares about gas prices? Clearly not. Clearly not. Trish says, bye, Felicia Trump. That's a fact. That's a fact. He needs to get out of here. Trump is messing up this damn country. I'm not gonna lie. I want to get to what VS Kim says here. They say, do you think Trump cares about the gas prices? Clearly not. Clearly not. But my issue was this. This is my issue about Trump and the gas prices and the fuel prices and stuff like that. He ran off the premise of telling Trump supporters that, hey, the gas prices are up. It's all Biden's fault. The price of eggs and milk and bread is up. It's all Biden's fault. He ran off of the narrative of those things. He ran off the narrative of Kamala. She's gonna get you in a new war. She's gonna get you in. She's gonna have you fighting wars in foreign countries and stuff like that. He ran off of all of these things. These are the things that people voted for. A lot of you Trump supporters, and I know some of y'all are in here. I know all of you guys not in here, but I know some of you are in here. Should you not feel away? And I know what they say about politicians. Politicians lie and all of these things. But these are the things that were concerns of the American people at that time. You guys were concerned about inflation. You guys were concerned about getting into another war with another president. Don't you guys feel away? Don't you guys feel betrayed? Don't you guys feel like everything that you were voting for Trump for, hoping that he would do, he went back on all of those things for Israel? Fire! 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 Hold on. Somebody says Kamala. Listen. Come a million. You come and go. You come and go. Come a Kamala Harris. You come and go. You come and go. Listen. I don't know how to pronunciate her name. I didn't know how to pronunciate her name back then, and I damn sure am not gonna learn how to pronunciate her name now. I'm sorry. Her name will forever be come a chameleon. I don't want to learn how to pronunciate her name anymore. I'm sorry. All right. Maybe if she makes some noise in 2028 during the primaries, maybe then I'll learn her name again, okay? If she makes some noise in 2028 and she can come out of the primary and become the Democratic nominee, then I'll start putting some respect on pronouncing her name right. I think that's fair. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's fair. You know? I'm just looking at some of the comments. Trish says, no worries, names matter though. I agree. But I think she needs to prove herself. Trish, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think she needs to prove herself because at the end of the day, she didn't put any work in. You know, back in the day when she was running, she lost in the primaries. You know, Joe Biden gave her that job respectfully. He gave her the vice presidency job. He decided not to, step down from the role of president. You know, it went past the time of primaries and went past the time of her running a proper election. They gave her 90 days to run. And, we all saw what happened. So in reality, she never proved herself. If the Democrats would have actually did a primary, I don't think that she would have even won the Democratic nom. A lot of Democrats were forced to vote for this woman. If we're just being honest. Rich says she's a complete disaster. She is. Let's play her video one more time. I know some of y'all just got in here, so let's play her video one more time. She was on Instagram, and let me see something before I play this video, because I thought this video was so disingenuous. I really thought it was. So she does a video, right? And I played this earlier, but I'm gonna play it again. She does a video before the presidential address of Trump. And I just want to play this. And I thought this was so disingenuous how she was reacting off of this and what she was saying. Let's just play it real quick.
So I'm not going to be able to watch the president's address tonight. But
so she says she's not going to be able to watch the presidential address tonight. What are you doing, Kamala? That's so important. Are you ironing new pantsuits? Or what, are you turning another wine bottle upside down? What are you doing that's so important?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
What are you headed to another bar? You and your husband headed to another basketball game? What are you doing that's so damn important? And see, this is why she's not gonna get far in 2028. She's just, her personality is just so irritating. Hey guys, I'm not gonna have time to watch the presidential address. You don't think you should be watching it? The same person that got the American people in this predicament? I bet you Bernie Sanders is watching. I bet you Gavin Newsom is watching. I bet you AOC is probably watching. The person who got the American people in this predicament because she ran a piss poor campaign is not watching the presidential address. That's a problem. That's a problem. Let's continue.
But here's the thing. He brought America into a war the people do not want. He has put American troops in harm's way. Costs are rising by the day.
Now, let me stop right there. I agree with the first half of that. Yes, he's getting the American people into a war nobody asked for. But let's be honest, Kamala. Let's be real. You would have been working with Israel too. Let's be real. Let's not act like every U.S. president hasn't been kissing and licking the boots of Israel. You would have been licking the boots of Israel as well. You would have been right there, hand in hand, licking the boots of that Yahoo, Benjamin Netanyahu. So let's stop acting like, oh, we wouldn't be doing that. No. You would be there too. Right? And at the end of the day, prices were raising when you were in office. When you were in office, inflation was high. Gas was up. bread, the price of bread and eggs, and the things in the grocery store, all of these things was up. So when you were in office, you wasn't doing that much of a different job. You have a point with him putting people, in harm's way by way of the war. But with the price of living and things of that, you weren't doing much of a different job. So as a person looking at this, I'm saying, well, would it be different if you was in office? I would say that we would still be a part of this war between Iran and Israel in some way if you were in office. And I would say that we would still be dealing with inflation in some form and fashion with you in office. So I still can't say that we would be in a different predicament with you in office. Am I wrong for saying that? Because that's how I truly feel. I don't feel like we would be in a different predicament if she were in office. I don't feel like we would be dealing with anything different. I feel like we would still be involved in this war in some way, form, or fashion. And I feel like we would still be dealing with inflation in some form or fashion. Let's continue, though.
And meanwhile, he has done nothing to address the needs of the people of America.
You wasn't addressing the needs of the people as well. When you was in office, you had the border wide open. You was giving illegal immigrants stipends. You was putting them up in high-rise hotels, treating them like the Jeffersons. You was sitting on the wants and the needs of American people, right? So what would be different if you was in office, Kamala? Let's be real here. And Kamala has to understand that all of the sins, all of the backlash, all of the failures of the Biden administration sits at her feet as well. You never got the chance to run the ship. You never had a chance to run the country, Kamala. So all of the failures and missteps of Biden, they're at your feet as well. That's your administration. That was your team. So when you have all of these gripes and all of these things that you're saying, and partly some of it I agree with, but I'm looking at you and I'm saying, well, when you were in office, we had these same issues. You were still licking the boots of Israel, so you probably would have been a part of this war in some way, form, or fashion, financially. Whether it was by you dropping bombs or whether it be by you funding it. We were dealing with inflation when you were in office. So what would be different? What would be different if you was in office? Let's continue.
America. And I bet you he's going to try and claim victory tonight. But the reality
he did that.
Is we're watching what he does instead of listening to what he says.
No, we're listening to what he says and we're looking and we're reacting off of it. Listen, I don't think Kamala has a shot of winning an election in 2028. I think she's cooked. Salute to Trish. She says with the $15 donation, salute to you. She says, hold on, let me get to that. She says, sounds like you and I have a lot we agree upon, sir, but your energy would be better focused on next steps. Hold on, I just want to get this whole, hold on, give me 1 second, because I can't really see it on my computer. Sounds like you and I have a lot we agree upon, sir, but your energy would be better focused on next steps instead of tearing down Kamala, even if deserved, is not the best place your brilliant mind should be. I listen. I first of all, salute to Trish, salute to you. Thank you for the donation. And listen, I hear what you're saying, right? I get it. What's the point of kicking in the back of Kamala? She's lost. she's not in the running. I get what you're saying in essence, right? But at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, we have to be honest. It's the Democrats' fault that Trump is in office. I'm just being honest. If it wasn't for the failures of the Democratic Party and the Biden administration, the American people would not be in the predicament that they are in today. I'm just being honest, right? Is it 110% Kamala's fault? Is it solely her fault? No. And let me say this about Kamala, right? I could say some positive things about Kamala. She's an intelligent woman. You know, she's highly educated. She's a smart woman. You know, but is she inept to run the country? No. And she's made a lot of mistakes as a vice president. I think that, you know, she deserves to be criticized for a lot of the things that she's did and a lot of things that she said. Her record as a prosecutor, there's a lot of things to critique there, you know. And, you know, I'm just highly critical of the Democratic Party. But in essence, I get what you're saying. We should move on. Maybe we shouldn't kick in the back of Kamala so much. I get what you're saying. And in essence, I get what you're saying. And, you know, maybe I should ease up on Kamala a little bit. Just a little bit. But I just have an issue with the Democratic Party. That's really what it is, you know. But salute to Trish for that donation. Salute to you. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to catch up. Somebody says none of your polls are great. Mike says she's drunk on the Ripple. And thank you, Trish. Salute to Trish. Thank you, Trish. Somebody says it's time to unburden what has been. Hold on. I gotta play that. Hold on. I forgot about that. Hold on. I forgot about that. Kamala Harris. Unburden what has. She said it multiple times. I haven't heard this in a while, so I just want to play this part. Unburden what has been. It's been a while since I played this. I just want to play this. It's been a while. Hold on. Unburden what has been.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been. 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 What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. Who we can be unburdened by who we have been. What can be unburdened by what has been. Where we can be unburdened by where we have been and unburdened by where we are right now. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can.
Okay, it's just been a while since I've heard that. It's been. I forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie. I did forget about that. I did forget that she said that. I did forget she said that. Right? Hey, listen, guys. If this is your first time checking in, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna do more talks about Trump. I see people are checked in on the Trump topic. We're gonna do more topics on Trump. We're gonna do more political discussions. Yeah, but so make sure you guys are checked in. Make sure you guys subscribe. Salute to the mods. Salute to Trish for donating. Salute to everybody that's checked in tonight, man. And I'm gonna see you guys. More than likely, I'm gonna do a stream tomorrow. We're gonna do a stream tomorrow. I'm gonna figure out what it is gonna be on. It's gonna be a political discussion. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. You guys have a good night. You guys have a good rest of your week. And God bless you guys. Y'all guys have a good night, man. We out.